Traders, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to make an update to yesterday's video. I believe in the beginning of the video I was a little bit contradicting to my statements overall throughout the whole video. So I understand the confusion. I did not sell any positions. You can actually see my statements inside the video. I'm not trying to be getting in or anything like that. If you have shares, if you're holding, it's up to you. I can't tell you anything to do. I have some options. I'm still holding them. I'm going to cut. And I am wrong for what I said in the beginning of the video, 100% wrong. But if you watched throughout the whole video, I do explain my perspective. It was a little bit clickbaity in the beginning to kind of suck you in, so that is totally on me. But I want to get into the information, admit where I'm wrong, and then where I see us going and what I want to see on the chart. This is going to be only charting and then reactionary to what I said yesterday, so bear with me. Any comments, anything like that, leave them down below. I'll try to get to them most likely by this evening. I will have my son. That's why I'm making the video around noon today. So let's get right into the content. We did not hold the major support. The bottom is not in. We need to talk about the price action on where we could possibly see some sort of bullish behavior going on, but it's looking like in the short term I can no longer be a bull here. We have more downside incoming. Okay, so that was totally wrong on what I said right there. I should not have said short-term bear. I should not have said that. That was the complete wrong verbiage to use in this situation. I should have just stated that the bottom has not been formed yet, because based on the charting that we had yesterday, it was just a pure down spike. Now people are saying that AMC is following the SPY, it's following the Nasdaq, and this really isn't true, because today we're seeing a giant spike up and the Nasdaq doesn't look good at all. It's actually plummeting today. It's getting a little bit of a bounce right now, but the beginning of the day it was just getting wrecked. So that's completely false. It's not just following that, and actually the first 2 weeks of the overall AMC movement from that $6 range to about $9.40, the Nasdaq was doing nothing and the SPY was doing nothing. So that's totally false. It's having a mind of its own. So to compare it to the Nasdaq and SPY, that's not a real good narrative to compare it to. Yes, it does help it sometimes when it gets a push. You see them kind of move together on the upside sometimes, but that is not a good indicator to use basing it on the Nasdaq, because AMC and GME and these hype stocks have had a mind of their own. Now, I do want to address one thing before I get too deep into the video. Primarily when I'm making these videos, it's about short-term trading, because if you know me, if you follow the channel, I'm a short-term trader. It's all about options. If you watch the live show in the morning, you can see every single trade I'm getting into. You see how quick I'm getting in, how quick I'm getting out. Is it a swing trade, anything like that? Now, with AMC specifically, when people say, Tyler, what do I do? Because I get a lot of messages through Discord, and I never tell anyone to buy, sell, hold, or anything like that, because I'm not a financial advisor and I don't play on the borderline of that game. And I'm not credible to give you any type of financial advice, more than the fact that I'm not a financial advisor. You know what I mean? Now, I am working on my finance degree and I'll be graduated here in June. Now, that's totally different, but I still don't feel like I have the right to give anyone any type of financial advice at this point right now. Now, maybe down in the future, I will work to get my advisor's license. Who knows? But right now, I am not that type of guy. I'm just giving my opinion, my honest opinion. Now, yesterday, we looked really, really bearish. Now, as you can see, and I saw a lot of comments saying, I don't like the word bearish or bullish. Well, I can use more technical terms, but I try to dumb it down and make it as simple as possible for people as well. But we did get a bounce on the monthly level, which I mentioned in the video right here. The question is, what happens tomorrow? How is the price action going to look? Well, we're at the monthly level of March. That's a pretty good sign that we may get a bounce going into tomorrow to get some more upside. Now, I want to see sideways action. This is what I'm talking about. Yesterday in the video, we did circle this part right here. This was the bullish thing if there was anything going on yesterday. Now, people were saying, Tyler, this is a manipulated stock. I 100% agree. Every single one of my videos, I state it's a manipulated stock. But do I focus on the manipulation solely? No, because we can't really control that. We know AMC is the most manipulated stock on the market right now. I will 100% testify. And then also in the video yesterday, I said long-term, I still see AMC having a big squeeze. I said, yes, I'm long-term bullish. What I said yesterday was short-term. Now, even in the short term, we had a massive spike up, and I did not want to see this whipsaw type movement, and we're getting it. And I said yesterday, the most bullish behavior that we could get, which was unlikely, so I was wrong. I mean, best case scenario, we push above 11 and trend sideways there. That's the absolute most bullish case. but that's looking unlikely. Was effective, we'll get above 11 and then start doing the sideways consolidation, which is ultimately what we want. Because if we get consolidation, what it's going to do is bring that borrow fee up, because more people are going to be entering into shorts, right? We don't want people just dumping out of their shorts. Once that borrow fee gets higher up, we saw massive breakouts, right? When that borrow fee was really bumped up high, when it was at 9.4, we had this major breakout here. We had a massive spike and we ran to 14.5 within about a week. So that's what I want on the stock. I want that sideways consolidation, because it really leads to massive breakouts. And getting these whipsaws and these volatile movements, we've seen that that's not the best case scenario for AMC. And I've been saying the short squeeze isn't going to happen in a day. That's why I'm telling people, if you have stock, there's no real reason to go back and forth about concerning about it. If you're long-term on a position, you believe in a position, right? So when I'm long-term on BFT, IPOE, or MP materials, right? When those start to drop, I'm not concerned. If anything, I'm adding more. So it wasn't regarding the stock play. And I did make a slight comment about stocks yesterday, but I didn't tell anyone to sell. I never even mentioned that I closed any positions. I just said when you're going into this, there is a higher level of risk. But any money that I put in AMC, I was willing to lose the whole time. This was none of my personal portfolio. I've been saying that from the beginning. Any money that you have in this, you should just be willing to kiss it goodbye. And I feel like I have that responsibility to disclose that AMC is a high risk play. There is no guarantee. People are saying it's a $20 stock. There is no that's a false narrative. This is not a $20 stock based on pre-COVID levels. Pre-COVID, we were sitting at about, this is way pre-COVID, we were sitting at 11 on September 2019. This is way pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, right here at March, when all the COVID stocks started to drop, we were at $6, $7. So to say that, it's totally a false narrative, because AMC was on the downtrend overall. Now, if we look at Cinemark is switching their business model, so that's something to take into account. So Cinemark is a more valuable company. AMC just has a lot of hype around it. So to go and say that no matter what, AMC is a $20 stock, that's not true. But do I see the squeeze potential because of the manipulation, because of the shorting, because of all the back end stuff going on? I do. That's a long-term perspective, and I don't see this happening in April or maybe even in May. This could take a while to happen, and I think everyone's come to that conclusion. But when I'm trading, this is options, and I understand options are risky, and I try to disclose that. The name of the show is Options Drop. So I don't know how else to make that across. That doesn't make what I said right. That doesn't say anything like that. But what we're getting is the most bullish case scenario, and it's kind of crazy. So people are saying today, we're still following the SPY. No, we're not. Look at the SPY. It had a pretty rough day to start out the day. We started up and then had a dump. And if you look at AMC overall since the beginning of the day has been just completely shredding since the beginning. So it's not just following the SPY. Maybe it's leading the SPY if you want to say that. That's potentially the reason, but it's not just following the SPY. That's a false narrative. That's not true. So we're seeing a strong rebound. What do I want to see on the stock? What would make me want to buy more options? Like I said, I still have my same options. I post them every single time I buy them. They're in my live streams, and then I post them typically on my videos as well. I still have the April 1st $20 strikes because they were literally worthless, so I couldn't just get rid of them. I would have literally made about $40 on them, so I still am holding those options, right? And then I bought more at $11, which I mentioned in my last video, the one before the one I just released. I also have a screenshot of that. I have all that content. I keep all of it booked, and I showed it in the live. So you're seeing, I want to see a slow movement above 11. I would love for us to get above this level. And for people that are saying price action isn't real, that is a false narrative. As you can see, we're coming down to this monthly level, right? We saw an instant reaction back above to open the day. Then we saw a touch back of the support. I have not touched these supports. They remain the same. You can check from the last video. And then we get rejected, and now we're coming back down, flagging, and we're staying above VWAP. Price action obviously is a thing here. I mean, it's obviously how I'm trading my options, and it's working when we're looking at this. Now, I did not trade anything. I did not get in on this move. I'm 100% being transparent. I did not add more here. This is when I added when we were at this level. Does AMC look strong right now? Yes. Was I wrong about the short-term bearish thesis? Yes, I was 100% wrong. I did not expect to get this strong of a move based on GME's earnings, and then based on, how AMC is kind of handling this situation with a potential dilution. Now, people are asking about the dark pool data. I am 100% aware what's going on. But the thing about this is we know that there's a massive amount of manipulation on AMC. So whenever we find out new manipulation, it's kind of like I already know this is the most manipulated stock in the game. We keep talking about it every single day, right? Like, if we know a stove is hot and we put our hand on the stove and we get burned, are we all surprised that I got burned by touching the stove? No. But does that mean that we can still, have this big run, how we can still have this short squeeze because this is manipulated? There's a high possibility. And I really do believe in that in the long-term scheme of things. So if you want to play that, the stock play is obviously the way to go. Not financial advice. You need to do your own due diligence, look at what's going on, and look at the manipulation for yourself. But my thesis in the short term was this is crazy how we're just plummeting back down. But overall, people that were panicking owning stock, I didn't understand the concern because you wanted to see a retrace. And if you do the fib retracement levels, this is a 0.618 retrace. From this level to here, this is a 0.618. I don't even want to pull it up because I don't focus too heavy on fibs. But if you're a fan of using fibs, that's the easiest way to look that this is a perfect 0.618 retrace, which is the golden retrace if you're into that. So that does look strong. This could continue. Do I think this continues in the next week? It's possible. What I want to see personally is consolidation, because consolidation typically leads to a very big uptrend. And that's what we were seeing on each of these retraces, right? We were seeing a wave up and then consolidating and then pushing up, consolidating and then pushing back up. And we're finally getting a healthy little pullback. This is fine. On the long term, this is fine. Did I think there was a way we could possibly come back deeper? Was that me being conservative? Yes. Did I tell anyone to sell their positions? No. I never said sell a position at all. If you actually go in the Discord and ask anyone inside the Discord, I never told anyone to sell their positions. I said I was holding mine. I disclosed that this is one of the riskier plays in the market, potentially the most risky. And if you are in disagreement with me when it comes to options or even stock, if we can agree that this is the most manipulated stock on the market, would you agree that there's a large level of residual risk that comes with investing in this stock? That's one thing that we have to talk about. So that's my thesis. I'm not covering myself. I was wrong. I was wrong on the short-term time frame of 110,000%. I thought there was a possibility that we could break down the massive sell-offs. I thought the manipulation could 100% continue. Did I tell anyone to sell? No. Did I hold my positions? 100%. You can check back in the video. I'm actually going to have timestamps in this video showing those exact spots that I had from the one clipping back, so you can go check and make sure I'm not lying. Where was I wrong in the last video? The introduction of that video was poorly done, and that is 100% on me. I should have proofread it and reviewed that whole video a little bit better. That's on me. Guys, that's going to wrap the video up. I hope you got something out of this. Looking at the chart, it does look good, honestly. If we can trend above $11 and hold that support like $11, like $11.10, it looks extremely strong. I see more potential to keep going up. I'm wrong. I'm human. I can be wrong on a short-term time frame, right? Long-term, I still see the potential even if we come down. Now, if we come down to $6, that would be terrible. But in the short term, how we reacted, I mean, this was the best possible scenario. Like I said in the last video, this was the best case scenario, and it played out. Unlikely as it was, in my opinion, it played out. I personally expected us to hold about 9.4. I did not expect a slingshot of the range of this. I think we do want to see sideways consolidation. That's the best move for the stock. That's just my opinion. But overall, it does look very good. And then if going into next week, if the Nasdaq indexes can perk up, I do believe that could help push AMC higher as well. Of course, the 14.5 test is going to be the most important test when we do get that range again. And in my opinion, when we hit that range again, there's a high possibility we rocket straight through it based on it being that third, fourth touch of that range. So I'll have more videos coming out. I hope you got something out of this. Again, I was wrong in the beginning part of that video saying my short-term thesis. That was wrong, and I should have went over the charts before I even gave that synopsis of my viewpoint. Have a good one, boys. As always, namaste.